time, this is what they have with usually pork or shrimp, right? In those kind of dumpling things. So we don't need to always do all of this. You can even just have tofu, garlic, and onion. Call it a day. That could be your dumpling, okay? So no need to fret and get worried about doing all that. So first we're going to prepare all this stuff. So we've already crumbled the tofu, you slice all your vegetables, get all that ready. We're gonna saute the mushrooms a little bit first because these have a lot of water. So we want to get rid of some of that water so it's not too goopy inside. So I'm just putting a little bit of oil. Again. Are we doing okay? So far so good? Not too confused? Good. So it's good to dice these up pretty small because you're gonna, have like a filling. You don't want them too big, chopped. So these are mushrooms. Oh, these are cremini. Yeah. They were on sale, so I get the ones on sale. But you can use any mushroom. You prefer white mushroom or shiitake, maitake, lion's mane, whatever you got, right? All right. Oh, I'm so glad you made it. It's okay. Is there another recipe? I'll get one. I think you're the most fun one anyway. You're good. Have a seat. We'll get you the recipe book in a sec. So it's starting to cook down. You can see it's like you can see the water bubbling out of the mushrooms. So now we can add all the vegetables and the tofu. We get to add it all. I'm not gonna add all. I don't think we need all this much. Alright. Ginger and onion. I'm not wasting that garlic. That is going in there. There we go. That's a lot of flavor there.
Yeah.
Nice crumbled up tofu. Firm tofu again. I always use firm. I just like firm because it's more protein. But if you don't like that denser consistency, you can still use just firm. But I wouldn't use the creamy version. So soft is not recommended in this. Okay? We're good with that?
Yeah.
Yes. Good. Put the ginger and green onions a little bit after, not right away. Just because they have so much flavor, I don't want to cook all the flavor out of them. And you want the ginger to be fresh more in this recipe, okay? Because it just packs so much flavor to it. That's what makes it, I think. Sauteing this a little bit. Any questions while I'm...
What can you use in place of mushrooms?
You can use actually nuts even. If you want walnuts, you can do that. Seeds, like sunflower seeds, I would say. Instead of that, or you can use lentils. Yeah. So if you have some cooked lentils, like I always have a batch of cooked lentils in my freezer. So I'll put some of that. You can use, thank you. You can use some beans, I would say could work, maybe. And you don't have to have the mushrooms. You can leave them out. Just use the vegetables that are there too. Yeah. It's really just because usually Asian Chinese cuisine tend to have a lot of mushrooms. I notice, you know. I make ramen and I have always different mushrooms in them. I find mushrooms are very good for you. They're very medicinal. People think, oh, it's a fungus, you shouldn't eat that. No, actually, they have quite a bit of nutrients in them, and they actually do have protein. And you know what's hard to get in our diet is zinc and vitamin D, and a lot of mushrooms have that.
Yeah.
So it's good to eat your mushrooms, actually. It's just like any other plant. You're just eating a plant.
Well, my daughter's on the fence with it right now. We both kind of are, but I would still eat it. But if I'm making it and I purposely put mushrooms, she might turn it down.
My son doesn't like mushrooms.
It's so hard when they don't like them.
No, she likes them.
My family hated them.
But we're just looking
I
at,
despise them.
just because we're changing our diet and because it's a fungus.
Okay.
So,
So that's pretty well softened. That's the idea, is we want it to be softened, okay? I'm gonna throw in the fresh ginger. I actually would put normally a bit more ginger, but I was running out of time, so I was just trying to get the ginger in there. Oop, fresh green onion. Put even more. That's actually mediocre onion in my opinion. Turn this off for a minute, so I don't want to burn anything. It's different cooking on a induction machine here. I'm used to gas at home. So now we're gonna put our soy sauce. This is normal soy sauce. I'm sorry, I didn't bring the gluten-free, or you can use coconut aminos. Tamari is the gluten-free. I think it's tamari. Okay. So if you're watching your salt, you might want to go low sodium. But that's okay. Just want to make sure I'm doing everything right here. Sesame oil. Sesame gives us such a nice, you know, Asian cooking flavor. So this is toasted sesame oil. If you don't have it, you don't have to put it. Again, it just adds a different level of flavor. Okay, salt and pepper. There we go. I think I'm gonna watch how much salt here. The soy sauce is quite salty, so I wash my hands a lot in case you were ever curious. Like a ton.
it up anyway.
Okay, but I like to just mention that, and I forgot to say it last time. Alright, so we can set this aside a little bit to cool because you're going to be, you know, working with the dumpling a little bit, and you don't want this to be too hot. I'm just going to give this a taste, make sure it's okay. Salty enough. I would like more ginger, but it'll do. Okay. Any more spice? Alright, here comes the fun part. I will put salt here. I'm just going to make myself a little bit of space. Actually, Sasa, could I please have a bowl and then you can wash this frying thing? I gotta put this in the bowl because I have to fry the dumplings after. Sure, sounds good. Okay, so I have round and square. It doesn't matter which ones you use. I thought I would just bring them. Kind of see. Just move this a little bit out of the way. There's oil. So we'll start with the square. That's what it looks like. Very thin. Just waiting for the toppings so we can get it in quick. So what you want to do is wrap them twice, which you will see. I'll get this out of the way. This is in the way. There we go. Now you can see maybe a little bit. Yeah, the frying pan when you get a chance. Can you bring a spatula for the frying pan too? Please. Okay, here we go. It's just wet. And you think that, oh, it's so hard, right, that it won't work. Don't worry, it softens. So you're just gonna spoon in a amount that you want the size of the dumpling to be. You don't want to overfill because then it's really hard to wrap. So I've got about 2.5 tablespoons of that. Okay. So you can see. So 2.5 tablespoons in there. And here comes the fun part. So you just wrap it like a gift. Wrap it once, right? And then do the sides. That's my way of doing it. If you prefer a different way, it's okay. Okay, so it's, see how it's sticky? And the bottom is kind of hard. So we're gonna wrap this one more time, just to give it a good, hard shell, because then when you cook it, it can be too soft if you don't. So we're gonna keep this like this. And, oops. Very slippery. Sides first, I like to do the sides first. If it breaks a little bit, it's okay. There we go. It's gonna stick, it's going to be ready to go. And then you're gonna be frying this. Good. So I'm just gonna leave this here. Leave it like wet, you know? So we'll do a round one now. There's 2 here. It's got moisture, it looks like. They're not usually as delicate, but this one just happens to. So just till it's wet, whoop, take it out. If it's a little broken, don't worry. It'll just all stick and we'll get another one around it anyway. So the round one, you might not want to put as much. Maybe just 2 tablespoons. Okay. I'm gonna bend. Put a little bit more water. Seems to be not wanting to cooperate as much. There we go. Soften. There we go. It's better to underwater it than overwater, and then it's really hard to work. I'll show you what it looks like. I'll put one in water too long and you'll see how hard it is. I'll do a broken one here. Watch. Leave it in for a little while. Usually they soften really like goopy, but for some reason these ones aren't. Making me look like a liar. It's fine. Okay, we'll do the job anyway. And I think I'll just stick with the square ones. See, it's still does a dumpling. And now see how this one is super soft. The water just takes a little while sometimes, but you see how sticky it is now? So it's all softened now. The round ones are usually really good. It's just, I don't know, it's just this brand I'm using. It's not a big deal. Make it work. If you want, you can use wonton wrappers too, if you prefer that. It just might be a different folding version. You're wrapping little gifts of joy. Just tuck that in. not gonna make a bunch of them. Just enough for us to taste. Finish them at home. Should get one of you guys to try and make one. Anybody brave enough? No? Got very quiet there, huh?
I would try.
Go wash your
Yeah,
hands.
go ahead, wash your hands. I'll give it a try and make one. I don't mind at all. I'd rather have a more interactive class. Did I give it to you on this one? I don't
No,
think I did.
because I would never make it those.
Did I make a this one?
To wash my hands.
Too much work?
Yeah, that's right.
You could do this with, make it sort of raw and do lettuce leaves or stuff like that.
Absolutely. There's actually another
Or
fun
kale
trick you
or
can
something.
do. I'll show you another fun trick. Oh, see how goopy it is now? There we go.
Oh, wow.
See? It's like, you can't work with that. It gets super sticky. Yay. So, that's why you don't let it sit too long in the water. So I do one more with that one. Okay, and then once I wrap this, we'll get her to make one, and I will show you a fun way to do it quick.
Should work with the steamed cabbage.
So I'll add more oil. That'll make more sense.
I've heard that you could make, like, some people make rice paper bacon.
Yep.
Similar to what yours is.
There, now it's doing what it's supposed to. So it's like crumpling up fast. So you're basically frying the rice in this sheet.
And those are just dry sheets, right? Not soaked.
Dry.
And that's like a chip replacement?
It's just like it makes it like a cup, right?
Oh,
You wanna like help it though so it doesn't crumble all up into a ball. Just make a few so we can all taste one. I know it's oily, sorry, but just leave that one out. Usually I would break this up beforehand, but because I'm kind of winging it. There we go. Good. There's another one. You guys just gotta watch these do stick together. They might stick together. Beautiful. Ah! That's what I want. Alright, you can start coming up one by one. Take some filling from the bowl and the spoon there and put some in your little cup with a napkin. Come on up. Don't be shy. And just eat it like that, like a cup. Just be careful if it's still a little hot there, but it should be okay. Let's get this first. Yep. Okay. Take your cup, put as much filling as you feel will fit. And voila. Okay. Go ahead and give it a shot, guys, if you want. If you're feeling up to it. If you're feeling brave. Still pretty.
it smells wonderful.
Here who don't love ginger.
Oh,
So they're happy.
okay,
I love
good,
ginger. I
good.
like the smell of it.
I love fresh ginger. Oh, did it break? You okay?
Just a little.
Just a little?
That's enough to put some limes.
Okay, good. So whenever you cook these dumplings, just don't put them too close to each other because they're sticky. So they will stick
Right.
to each other.
This is really good.
I like that.
I like that. Is it good?
Yeah.
Not too much ginger. You're good, eh?
Yeah.
I want to move them around a little just so it doesn't stick too bad. Unfortunately, these do take more oil, so, you know, these are more of a fun food maybe, not too often. Or you just fit it in your day with having a lighter meal. You
I
know?
guess you couldn't air fry, could you?
Yes, you absolutely can, which is why I brought my air fryer. But I'm not going to use it for this, but you can certainly do it in an air fryer.
That was it.
I would say
Just
these.
those.
Yeah, no, because you have to fry those little sheets, right?
Really hot. Really nice.
You just want to brown these a little so it's a nice crisp outer. And normally you dip this in a little bit of a light soy sauce and maybe a little honey or maple syrup, which I didn't. I forgot to make that ahead of time. I wanted to. I forgot. So normally you would dip this in something. Is it good, guys? Enjoying that?
Yeah.
Good. You guys are gonna get half a dumpling as well.
Very delicious, actually.
I guess I missed all the other delicious stuff.
It's a cute appetizer, even with the little shells.
I'm thinking
Yeah,
I'd like
you
to
could
do
have
it
like a
this
party.
Saturday.
I need a
you
fan
have-
on here.
You can't reheat them though. And you got
These?
crispy.
Those little, I don't know, I haven't really tried it, so I don't really know. I don't think they stay,
That's what I'm
The texture
thinking.
might change, but then you
Yeah,
can.
because I was thinking of making it Friday, Saturday, but they have reheat it on Saturday.
Yeah, I don't know, you could make them and not fry them and then deep fry them.
just gonna show the,
on Saturday.
crisp them up a little, just a little bit of browning.
I'll do them.
There it is.